Father, we love you. Lord, I pray for safety, protection, comfort, peace, healing, and rest for all, and that we know you, Lord Jesus. The book of Ecclesiastes. The words of the preacher, the son of David, king of Jerusalem. Vanity of vanities, says the preacher. Vanity of vanities, all is vanity. What profit has a man from all his labors, in which he toils under the sun? One generation passes away, and another generation comes. But the earth abides forever. The sun also rises, and the sun goes down, and hastens to the place where it rose. The wind goes toward the south, and turns around to the north. The wind whirls about continually, and comes again on its circuit. All the rivers run into the sea, yet the sea is not full, to the place from which the rivers come. And there they return again. All things are full of labor. Men cannot express it. The eye is not satisfied with seeing, nor the ear filled with hearing. That which has been is what will be. That which is done is what will be done. And there is nothing new under the sun. Is there anything of which it may be said, "See, this is new"? It has already been in ancient times before us. There is no remembrance of former things, nor will there be any remembrance of things that are to come by those who will come after. I, the preacher, was king over Israel and Jerusalem, and I set my heart to seek and search out by wisdom concerning all that is done under heaven. This burdensome task God has given to the sons of man, by which they may be exercised. I have seen all the works that are done under the sun, and indeed all is vanity and grasping for the wind. What is crooked cannot be made straight, and what is lacking cannot be numbered. I communed with my heart, saying, "Look, I have attained greatness, and have gained more wisdom than all who were before me in Jerusalem. My heart has understood great wisdom and knowledge, and I set my heart to know wisdom and to know madness and folly. I perceive that this also is grasping for the wind. For in much wisdom is much grief, and he who increases knowledge increases sorrow. I said in my heart, Come now, I will test you with mirth. Therefore, enjoy pleasure. But surely this also is vanity. I said of laughter, madness, and of mirth, what does it accomplish? I searched in my heart how to gratify my flesh with wine, while guiding my heart with wisdom, and how to lay hold on folly, till I might see what was good for the sons of men to do under heaven all the days of their lives. I made my works great. I built myself houses and planted myself vineyards. I made myself gardens and orchards, and I planted all kinds of fruit trees in them. I made myself water pools from which to water the growing trees of the grove. I acquired male and female servants, and had servants born in my house. Yes, I had greater possessions of herds and flocks than all who were in Jerusalem before me. I also gathered for myself a silver and gold and the special treasures of kings and of the provinces. I acquired male and female singers, the delights of the sons of men, and musical instruments of all kinds. So I became great and excelled more than all who were before me in Jerusalem. Also my wisdom remained with me. Whatever my eyes desired, I did not keep from them. I did not withhold my heart from my pleasure, for my heart rejoiced in all my labor, and this was my reward from all my labor. And then I looked on all the works that my hands had done, and on the labor in which I had toiled. And indeed, all was vanity and grasping for the wind. There was no profit under the sun. Then I turned myself to consider wisdom and madness and folly. For what can the man do who succeeds the king? Only what he has already done. Then I saw that wisdom excels folly, as light excels darkness. The wise man's eyes are in his head, but the fool walks in darkness. Yet I myself perceived that the same event happens to them all. So I said in my heart, as it happens to the fool, as it also happens to me. And why has I then more wise? Then I said in my heart, this also is vanity. For there is no more remembrance of the wise than of the fool forever, since all that now is will be forgotten in the days to come. And how does a wise man die as the fool? Therefore I hated life, because the work that was done under the sun was distressing to me, for all is vanity and grasping for the wind. Then I hated all my labor in which I had toiled under the sun, because I must leave it to the man who will come after me. And who knows whether he will be wise or a fool? Yet he will rule over all my labor in which I toiled, and in which I have shown myself wise under the sun. This also is vanity. Therefore I turned my heart and despaired of all the labor in which I had toiled under the sun. For there is a man whose labor is with wisdom, knowledge, and skill, yet he must leave his heritage to man who has not labored for it. This also is vanity and a great evil. For what is man for all his labor, and for the striving of his heart with which he has toiled under the sun? For all his days are sorrowful, and his work burdensome. Even in the night his heart takes no rest. This also is vanity. Nothing is better for a man than that he should eat and drink, and that his soul should enjoy good in his labor. This also I saw was from the hand of God. For who can eat and who can have enjoyment more than I? For God gives wisdom and knowledge and joy to a man who is good in his sight. But to the sinner he gives the work of gathering and collecting, that he may give to him who is good before God. This also is vanity and grasping for the wind. To everything there is a season, a time for every purpose under heaven, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck what is planted, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance, a time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones, a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing, a time to gain and a time to lose, a time to keep and a time to throw away, a time to tear and a time to sow, a time to keep silence and a time to speak, a time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace. What profit has the worker from that in which he labors? I have seen the God-given task with which the sons of men are to be occupied. He has made everything beautiful in its time. Also, he has put eternity in their hearts, except that no one can find out the work that God does from beginning to end. I know that nothing is better for them than to rejoice and to do good in their lives, and also that every man should eat and drink and enjoy the good of all his labor. It is the gift of God. I know that whatever God does, it shall be forever. Nothing can be added to it, and nothing taken away from it. God does it, that men should fear before him. That which is has already been, and what is to be has already been, and God requires an account of what is past. Moreover, I saw under the sun, in the place of judgment, wickedness was there, and in the place of righteousness, iniquity was there. I said in my heart, God shall judge the righteous and the wicked, and there is a time there for every purpose and for every work. I said in my heart concerning the condition of the sons of men, God tests them, that they may see that they themselves are like animals. For what happens to the sons of men also happens to animals. One thing befalls them, as one dies, so dies the other. Surely they all have one breath. Man has no advantage over animals, for all is vanity. All go to one place. All are from the dust, and all return to dust. Who knows the spirit of the sons of men, which goes upward, and the spirit of the animal, which goes down to the earth? So I perceive that nothing is better than that a man should rejoice in his own works, for that is his heritage. For who can bring him to see what will happen after him? Then I returned and considered all the oppression that is done under the sun, and look, the tears of the oppressed, but they have no comforter. On the side of their oppressors there is power, but they have no comforter. Therefore I praise the dead who are already dead, more than the living who are still alive. Yet better than both is he who has never existed, who has not seen the evil work that is done under the sun. Again I saw that for all toil and every skillful work a man is envied by his neighbor. This also is vanity and grasping for the wind. The fool folds his hands and it consumes his own flesh. Better a handful with quietness than both hands full, together with toil and grasping for the wind. And then I returned and I saw vanity under the sun. There is one alone without companion. He has neither son nor brother, yet there is no end to all his labors, nor is his eye satisfied with riches. But he never asks, for whom do I toil and deprive myself of good? This also is vanity and a grave misfortune. Two are better than one, because they have a good reward for their labor. For if they fall, one will lift up his companion. But woe to him who is alone when he falls, for he has no one to help him up. Again, if two lie down, together they will keep warm. But how can one be warm alone? Though one may be overpowered by another, two can withstand him. And a threefold cord is not quickly broken. Better a poor and wise youth than an old and foolish king, who will be admonished no more. For he comes out of prison to be king, although he was born poor in his kingdom. I saw all the living who walk under the sun. They were with the second youth who stands in his place. There was no end of all the people over whom he was made king. Yet those who come afterward will not rejoice in him. Surely this also is vanity and grasping for the wind. Walk prudently when you go to the house of God, and draw near to hear rather than to give the sacrifice of fools, for they do not know what they do evil. Do not be rash with your mouth, and let not your heart utter anything hastily before God, for God is in heaven, and you are on earth. Therefore let your words be few. For a dream comes through much activity, and a fool's voice is known by his many words. When you make a vow to God, do not delay to pay it, for he has no pleasure in fools. Pay what you have vowed. Better not to vow than to vow and not pay. Do not let your mouth cause your flesh to sin, nor say before the messenger of God that it was an error. Why should God be angry at your excuse and destroy the work of your hands? For in the multitude of dreams and many words there is also vanity, but fear God. But you see the oppression of the poor and the violent perversion of justice and righteousness in a province. Do not marvel at the matter, for high officials watches over high official, and higher officials are over them. Moreover, the profit of the land is for all. Even the king is served from the field. He who loves silver will not be satisfied with silver, nor he who loves abundance will with increase. This also is vanity. When goods increase, they increase who eat them. So what profit have the owners except to see them with their eyes? The sleep of a laboring man is sweet, whether he eats little or much, but the abundance of the rich will not permit him to sleep. There is a severe eye which I have seen under the sun, riches kept for their owner to his hurt. But those riches perish through misfortune. When he begets a son, there is nothing in his hand. As he came from his mother's womb, naked shall he return, to go as he came, and he shall take nothing from his labor, which he may carry away in his hand. And this also is a severe evil. Just exactly as he came, so shall he go. What profit has he who has labored for the wind? All his days he also eats in darkness, and he has much sorrow and sickness and anger. Here is what I have seen. It is good and fitting for one to eat and drink, and to enjoy the good of all his labor, in which he toils under the sun all the days of his life, which God gives him, for it is his heritage. As for every man to whom God has given riches and wealth, and given him power to eat of it, to receive his heritage and rejoice in his labor, this is the gift of God. For he will not dwell unduly on the days of his life, because God keeps him busy from the joy of his heart. There is an evil which I have seen under the sun, and it is common among men, a man to whom God has given riches and wealth and honor, so that he lacks nothing for himself of all he desires. Yet God does not give him power to eat of it, but a foreigner consumes it. This is vanity, and it is an evil affection. If a man begets 100 children and lives many years, so that the days of his years are many, but his soul is not satisfied with goodness, or indeed he has no burial, I say that a stillborn child is better than he. For it comes in vanity, and he departs in darkness, and its name is covered with darkness. Though it has not seen the sun or known anything, this has more rest than that man. Even if he lives 1,000 years twice, but has not seen goodness, do not all go to one place? All the labor of man is for his mouth, and yet the soul is not satisfied. For what more has the wise man than the fool? What does the poor man have who knows how to walk before the living? Better is the sight of the eyes than the wandering of desire. This also is vanity and grasping for the wind. Whatever one is, he has been named already. For it is known that he is man, and he cannot contend with him who is mightier than he. Since there are many things that increase vanity, how is man the better? For he knows that what is good for man in life, all the days of his life, of his vain life, which he passes like a shadow, who can tell a man what will happen after him under the sun? A good name is better than precious ointment, and the day of death than the day of one's birth. Better to go to the house of mourning than to go to the house of feasting, for that is the end of all men. and the living will take it to heart. Sorrow is better than laughter, for by a sad countenance the heart is made better. The heart of the wise is in the house of mourning, but the heart of fools is in the house of mirth. It is better to hear the rebuke of the wise than for a man to hear the song of fools. For like the crackling of thorns under a pot, so is the laughter of the fool. This also is vanity. Surely oppression destroys a wise man's reason, and a bribe debases the heart. The end of a thing is better than its beginning. The patient in spirit is better than the proud in spirit. Do not hasten in your spirit to be angry, for anger rests in the bosom of fools. Do not say, why were the former days better than these? For you do not inquire wisely concerning this. Wisdom is good with an inheritance, and profitable to those who see the sun. For wisdom is a defense, as money is a defense. But the excellence of knowledge is that wisdom gives life to those who have it. Consider the work of God, for who can make straight what he has made crooked? In the day of prosperity be joyful, but in the day of adversity consider. Surely God has appointed the one as well as the other, so that man can find out nothing that will come after him. I have seen everything in my day as a vanity. There is a just man who perishes in his righteousness, and there is a wicked man who prolongs life in his wickedness. Do not be overly righteous, nor be overly wise. Why should you destroy yourself? Do not be overly wicked, nor be foolish. Why should you die before your time? It is good that you grasp this, and also not remove your hand from the other. For he who fears God will escape them all. Wisdom strengthens the wise more than 10 rulers of the city. For there is not a just man on earth who does good and does not sin. Also, do not take to heart everything people say, lest you hear your servant cursing you. For many times also your own heart has known that even you have cursed others. All this I have proven by wisdom. I said I will be wise, but it was far from me. As for that which is far off and exceedingly deep, who can find it out? I applied my heart to know, to search and seek out wisdom and the reason of things, to know the wickedness of folly, even of foolishness and madness. And I find more bitter than death, the woman whose heart is snares and nets, whose hands are fetters. He who pleases God shall escape from her, but the sinner shall be trapped by her. Here is what I have found, says the preacher, adding one thing to the other to find out the reason, which my soul still seeks, but I cannot find. A man among 1,000 I have found, but a woman among all these I have not found. Truly this only I have found, that God made man upright, but they have sought out many schemes. Who is like a wise man? And who knows the interpretation of a thing? A man's wisdom makes his face shine, and the sternness of his face is changed. I say, keep the king's commandment for the sake of your oath to God. Do not be hasty to go from his presence. Do not take your stand for an evil thing, for he does whatever pleases him. Where the word of a king is, there is power. And who may say to him, what are you doing? He who keeps his command will experience, he who keeps his command will experience nothing harmful. And a wise man's heart discerns both time and judgment. because for every matter there is a time and judgment. Though the misery of man increases greatly, for he does not know what will happen, so who can tell him when it will occur? No one has power over the spirit to retain the spirit, and no one has power in the day of death. There is no release from the war, and wickedness will not deliver those who are given to it. All this I have seen, and applied my heart to every work that is done under the sun. There is a time in which one man rules over another to his own hurt. Then I saw the wicked buried, who had come and gone from the place of holiness, and they were forgotten in the city where they had so done. This also is vanity, because the sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily. Therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. Though a sinner does evil 100 times, and his days are prolonged, yet I surely know that it will be well with those who fear God, who fear before him. But it will not be well with the wicked, nor will he prolong his days, which are as a shadow, because he does not fear before God. There is a vanity which occurs on earth, that there are just men to whom it happens according to the work of the wicked. Again, there are wicked men to whom it happens according to the work of the righteous. I said that this also is vanity. So I commended enjoyment, because a man has nothing better under the sun than to eat, drink, and be merry. For this will remain with him in his labor all the days of his life, which God gives him under the sun. When I applied my heart to know wisdom, and to see the business that is done on earth, even though one sees no sleep day or night, then I saw all the works of God, that a man cannot find out the work that is done under the sun. For though a man labors to discover it, yet he will not find it. Moreover, though a wise man attempts to know it, he will not be able to find it. For I considered all this in my heart, so that I could declare it all, that the righteous and the wise and their works are in the hand of God. People know neither love nor hatred by anything they see before them. All things come alike to God. One event happens to the righteous and the wicked, to the good, the clean, and the unclean, to him who sacrifices and him who does not sacrifice. As is the good, so is the sinner. He who takes an oath, as he who fears an oath. This is an evil in all that is done under the sun, that one thing happens to all. Truly the hearts of the sons of men are full of evil. Madness is in their hearts while they live, and after they go to the dead. But for him who is joined to all the living there is hope, for a living dog is better than a dead lion. For the living know that they will die, but the dead know nothing, and they have no more reward, for the memory of them is forgotten. Also their love, their hatred, and their envy have now perished. Nevermore will they have a share in anything done under the sun. Go, eat your bread with joy, and drink your wine with a merry heart, for God has already accepted your works. Let your garments always be white, and let your head lack no oil. Live joyfully with the wife whom you love all the days of your vain life, which he has given you under the sun, all your days of vanity, for that is your portion in life, and in the labor which you perform under the sun. Whatever your hand finds to do, do it with your might, For there is no work or device or knowledge or wisdom in the grave where you are going. I returned and saw under the sun that the race is not to the swift, nor the battle to the strong, nor bread to the wise, nor riches to men of understanding, nor favor to men of skill, but time and chance happen to them all. For man also does not know his time, like fish taken in a cruel net, like birds taken in a snare. So the sons of men are snared in an evil time, when it falls suddenly upon them. This wisdom I have also seen under the sun, and it seemed great to me. There was a little city with few men in it, and a great king came against it, besieged it, and built great snares around it. Now there was found in it a poor wise man, and he by his wisdom delivered the city. Yet no one remembered the same poor man. Then I said, wisdom is better than strength. Nevertheless, the poor man's wisdom is despised, and his words not heard. Words of the wise, spoken quietly, should be heard, rather than the shout of a ruler of fools. Wisdom is better than weapons of war, but one sinner destroys much good. Dead flies putrefy the perfumer's ointment and cause it to give off a foul odor. So does a little folly to one respected for wisdom and honor. A wise man's heart is at his right hand, but a fool's heart is his left. Even when a fool walks along the way, he lacks wisdom, and he shows everyone that he is a fool. The spirit of the ruler rises against you. Do not leave your post. For conciliation pacifies great offenses. There is an evil I have seen under the sun, as an heir proceeding from the ruler. Folly is set in great dignity, while the rich sit in a lowly place. I have seen servants on horses, while princes walk on the ground like servants. He who digs a pit will fall into it, and whoever breaks through a wall will be bitten by a serpent. He who quarries stones may be hurt by them, and he who splits wood may be endangered by it. If the axe is dull, and one does not sharpen the edge, then he must use more strength. But wisdom brings success. A serpent may bite when it is not charmed. The babbler is no different. The words of a wise man's mouth are gracious, but the lips of a fool shall swallow him up. The words of his mouth begin with foolishness, and the end of his talk is raving madness. A fool also multiplies words. No man knows what is to be. Who can tell him what will be after him? The labor of fools wearies them, for they do not even know how to go to the city. Woe to you, O land, when your king is a child, and your princes feast in the morning. Blessed are you, O land, when your king is the son of nobles, and your princes feast at the proper time, for strength and not for drunkenness. Because of laziness, the building decays, and through idleness of hands, the house leaks. A feast is made for laughter, and wine makes merry, but money answers everything. Do not curse the king even in your thought. Do not curse the rich even in your bedroom. For a bird of the air may carry your voice, and a bird in flight may tell the matter. Cast your bread upon the waters, for you will find it after many days. Give a serving to servant and also to eight, for you do not know what evil will be done on the earth. If the clouds are full of rain, they empty themselves upon the earth. And if a tree falls to the south or the north, in the place where the tree falls, there it shall lie. He who observes the wind will not sow, and he who regards the clouds will not reap. As you do not know what is the way of the wind, or how the bones grow in the womb of her who is with child, so you do not know the works of God who makes everything. In the morning sow your seed, and in the evening do not withhold your hand, for you do not know which will prosper, either this or that, or whether both alike will be good. Truly the light is sweet, and it is pleasant for the eyes to behold the sun. But if a man lives many years and rejoices in them all, yet let them remember the days of darkness, for they will be many. All that is coming is vanity. Rejoice, O young man, in your youth, and let the heart cheer you in the days of your youth. Walk in the ways of your heart and in the sight of your eyes, but know that for all these God will bring you into judgment. Therefore remove sorrow from your heart and put away evil from your flesh, for childhood and youth are vanity. Remember now your Creator in the days of your youth, before the difficult days come and the years draw near, when you say, I have no pleasure in them. While the sun and the light, the moon and the stars are not darkened, and the clouds do not return after the rain, in the day when the keepers of the house tremble, and the strong men bow down, when the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look through the windows grow dim, when the doors are shut in the streets, and the sound of grinding is low, when one rises up at the sound of a bird, and all the daughters of the music are brought low. Also they are afraid of height, and of terrors in the way, when the almond tree blossoms, the grasshopper is a burden, and desire fails. For man goes to his eternal home, and the mourners go about the streets. Remember your Creator before the silver cord is loosed, or the golden bowl is broken, or the pitcher shattered at the fountain, or the wheel broken at the well. Then the dust will return to the earth as it was, and the spirit will return to God who gave it. Vanity of vanities, says the preacher, all is vanity. And moreover, because the preacher was wise, he still taught the people knowledge. Yes, he pondered and sought out and set it in order many proverbs. The preacher sought to find acceptable words, and what was written was upright, words of truth. The words of the wise are like goads, and the words of scholars are like well-driven nails given by one shepherd. Further, my son, be admonished by these. Of making many books there is no end, and much study is wearisome to the flesh. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is man's all. For God will bring every work into judgment, including every secret thing, whether good or evil. Lorobosa Selerevi. Alurio Ramana Miona Moanea Nanamasa. Laria Remene Miona Moania Nananamasia. Loroboroma Selerevi. Loroboroma Selerevi. Aduro Remene Miona Moanea. Lo Shalorioro Remene Miana Mania. Laria Rama Selereve. Laria Brahma Selereve. Laria Breme Sioro Baromana Miana Mania. Nudamoa na Masia. O Selerebi Oro Baromana Musa. No na Masa. Loro Bre Rebisa. Shiora Baramana Miana Mania. Dora Baramana Miona Moanea na Masa. Reberebio Suzerevia. No na masa Suzereveo. Ribidibioro Baremene Masia. Dusitibioro Baramene Miona Moana. Lara Baremene Miena Ma. Dura Barebio Lara Basi Suzerevio. No Suzerevio na masa Suzerevea. Ribidibio Lara Bahara. Donde debi esi vosa selerevia. No na masi selerevio. Rabedebio Lara Bahara. Rabedebio selerevia. Allora ramene mase selereva. Allora ramene mio moanea na mania. Durabere bioro romene mio moania na masa. Durabere bioro ramene musa. Durabere mene miena mania. Durabere mene miana mania. Loro mene miana masa. Durabere mene miona mosea. Dos lerviara vasie. Loro Roma Silvia. Dorbre me. No mu ania na ma. Re be oro mi oro mo ania na ma se. La ra re mi oro mo ania na ma se. La ra broma si oro bosia. Slara vara me. Slara ba na ma ne me. Ra be bio na musa. Let it be si ora va no let it be. Re be bio slara vasa. Donde le bajara be bio na musa. Re be be si ora vosa let it be. Lord of Ram and me and mani. I do the breve be or over Roman and me no musa. Don't there be in it. Lo salavasa. I do the breve and me and mani na musa. Rover be or over Rome and me and na ma. Dosha lara bremen and me on a morning. Ravere viera vasi. Dosat hara bremene musa. Loro Roma Silereveo. Rabere bioro verimene. Rabere bioro veremene misa Silereveo. Don de be in na masa. Don de be in na mia siorovo. Robere bio Silerevea. Rabere bioro vose Silerevea. Ribiri bioro veramana masia. Loro vorremene mia massa. Donde viene mia massa. Dosat haraveremene mia mania. Ravidibio solidivi. Durubidibio Ravaramane Masa. Durubidibio Ravaramane Masa. Ramanamiana Masia. Ravidibio Ravaramane Misa. Anu Satidivio Nanana Musea. Loro Baramanamiana Nanana Masa. Ravidibio Ravosa Solidivi. Aduraboramanamiana Mosa Solidivi. Re Vidibio se Solidivi. Anona Nanamania Solidivi. Rovidibio Laravasia. Ravidibio Baramane Muania Nananama. Adurabaroba Saturaburemenemiona Moane. Ravidibio Vasa Solidiveo. Andurabaroma Nemiana Nananamasia. Lara Roma Solidive. Lara Roma Solidive Nana Mahani. Aduraburibiora Romana Mania. Aduraburi Menemiona Mose. Lord of Roma Solidive Nana Masi. Nuraburi Menemiona Moana Nana Mano. Lara Roba Solidive. Vividios Lerevea. Loroboroma Selerevea. And don that a bahara na masa. And don that a bahara na masa Selerevea. Duraboroma Selereveo. Ravidiora Boramana Masi. Ra beremi oroba ramana masi sugirivi. Ndoroba roma sugirivio. Dondereba ani. Re berebi oroba ramana masi. Shioroba ramana miena maania. Ro shaloroba romana musia. Dondereba ani silerevea. Loroba roma silerevea. Dondereba ina na masi. Shaloroba rama silerevea. Da salara vasi sinenenemi. Ndoroba romana mio na ma. Ndoroba romana mio na moa na ma. Loroba ramana mio na moa nea na masia. Duruburibi oroba romana mia na ma nea na ma. Let it be oroba ramana mio na moa nea na ma. Robere bi oroba ramana musa silerevea. Robere bi oroba romana musa silerevea. Adon dereviera vasia. Adon dereviera vasia. Lara bremene mi urumo ania na ma. Adurabo ramana mi urumo ania na ma se. Lara bremene bi urubo romana mi anamani. Adurabo de bi urubo romana mi unamani. Ravere bi urubo remene mi urubo ramana mi anamani. Lara vramene mi anamasia. Duraburi meni ona mosa silerevea. Ribiri orabose. Rabere bosa silirevi. Adorovremo via. Adorovremo via na 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 masa. Do via vasea. Don harabasia. Dos via vaso via shio na 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 masa. Rebe bi erebahara. Shalarabremo via. Shalarabremo via. Don darabahara na 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 mase. Ribidi biura baramane musi silidivia. No salaravasia. Dos turuburibidi biura moanea. Lara barama silidivia. Lora baramane masia. And durubaramane miona moanea. Loro baroma silidivia. Donde debe na 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 misa. Rosha lora baramane masia. Alidivi na 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 mani. Alidivi na 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 mani. Loro baremene miona moanea. Shiora barama. Shiora barama sidivi. Nuru baroma na 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 mia na 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 ma. Shiera via na 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 moania. Loro baroma sidivi. Nduru baroma sidivi ereva. Ramene miana mania na 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 ma. Ramene miana mania na 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 ma. Dos loro romane miana ma na 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 ma sia. Aduru bidi bidi bi ora barimene miana ma na 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 ma sia. A robere bi ora barimene miana ma na 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 ma sia. Shiera biara hara na masa. Dura baramana mio no mo. Dura baramana mio na mosa. Lara bre bede biora ba na masa. Lord of Roma, sidere ende. Lere viera viora baramana miana mani. Dura baroma na miona moania na masa. Do na masa sidere vea. Lord of Ramana miana na masa. Vi bidi biora baramana masia. Dora baramana miana mani. Dura baraba de biora baramana masia. No na maso. Re bede biera baani. Dura baromana miana mane. Re bede biora baramana masi silire vio. Ondara bahara basia. Dura bure bede biora baramana maso. Re bede biora baramana miora mania na maso. Ramana mi isi yora baremana mi yana mane na mase. Lo shaluru boromana mi o na mana. Lerevi yere vasi silirevi. Lerevi yere vasi silirevi yora vosa sanana masa. Ramana mi erebe ere bahara na ma. Durabure biribi yora boremene ma. Durabure biribi yora boramana miyana ma ania na mase. Loro vorrebbe bi indere via ravasa. Loro Roma, slere viorobo ana mane. Rabere viorobo se. Shiere viorobo ani. Loro Roma, slere via. Allora Roma, slere via, siara vasia. And don darabahara. Adorable Roma, nananiana, nananamasa. Rabbe de viorobo remene masia. Slara bahania silirevio. Slara bahania silirevio. Loro baroma siere vasi silirevia. Shio na masia. Doro baroma ne meana masia. Duruburi biribiona mania na ma. Dos loro baroma silirevia. No na masi silirevio. Rabere beautiful Roma Silirevea. Donde de Bahara berebi in masia. Loro breme ne viene mania. Shalara Roma Silirevea. Lara breme ne mi ana mua Silirevea. Durbo ramene mi o na masia. Durbo ramene masia. Slara brema siora você. Duruburibibi oroboramanamiana nananama. Duruburibibi oroboramanamiana nananama. Re vereveso silirivia. Dosa laravase. Laraba nananamasa. Duruburibiribio nananamasi silirivia. Loroboroma sieravasa. Loroboroma silirevasa. Doroboreberebi nananamasia. Dos tiriviera via nananamano. Dos tiriviera via nananamano. Reverebio lorabahara nananamusa. Shiora barome. Donde de be nananamusa. Lara bremo silirevia. Dora broma silirevio. Donanami nananamusa. Dos tarabreme nemiuramoni. Durabure menemiuramona nananamasi. Roshalorabara menemienamania silirevea. Dos tarabreme menemianamasa. No nananamasa silirevea. Lorobro menemiana nananamane. Dos tarabreme menemianamana. Lorobroma silirevea. Shiora baramane miyana mane na musa. Jolara baharaba na moana silirevio. Duruburi biora baramane miona na mana silirevio. Robert biora baramane miana na masa. Rebere biora baramane masi silirevia. Duruburi bio na mana. Dora baroma na miena na musa. Allora baroma na miena masia. Lara breve na miena na masia. Nossa tirviara vasia. Dora baroma sio na musa. Dora baroma sio no musa. Lara breve na miana masia. Dura barama na miona musa silirevia. Doce tarabania silirevia. Don darabaana na masea. Luruburibiora barama na masia. Duruburoma na miana na masa. Laraberebiora barama na musa. Don darabaana na muse. Duruburi mene miona mose. Shio larabaso. Durubure berebi anananamusa. Dos larabasi. Duruburomanamende. Dondarabani sudirivi. Lorabuandani anananamasi. Shiora bugune. Loroboroma silirivi. Nushananamasi. Reverevio nananananama. Raverevio slaravasi. Anu nanananamasi. Reverevio nanananamasa. Lurubure verevio rabahanamasi. Durubura menemiura moania. Duruburi biribiera basi. Larabare menemiana nananamano. Rovere biora boramane musa. Duruburi menemiona moanea nananamasi. Loro bore vere biora bose sulereve. Don dere biera bahara nananamasa. Loro bore menemiona moania nananamase. Lara barama. Ro vere biora borama nemasi. Vivi di biora borama nemio nananamasi. Ra menemaso. Don dere bi ia nananamane. Loro breve de bi es lara barama nemasi. No nananamasi. Loro barama nemiona moanea nananama. Loro barama nemiona moanea nananamase. Durabari biri biora barama nemiana nananame. Los loro barama nemasa. Siora ba ani. Jorobremene mionomosia. Dona nananamasi usulirevi. Larabaramana meyanamane. Duruburibidibiyorabaramana meyanamani. Duruburibidibiyorabaramana meyanamani. Larabrabiribe nananamaso. Luruburibidibiyo nananamani. Larabrema sulireveo. Durubremiribiye nananamasa. Doshalorabaramane masulirevia. Dosatiriviyoravosa. Dorabaramane mio nananamasia. Shalurabaramane mio namoania nananamase. Durabaremene mio namo nananamu. Durabarabere. Shalurabaramene mea nananamasa. Lorabaremene mea nananamasi. Jorobaromene mea namane. Jorobaromene mea namania nananamane. Lorabaremene mea namona. Dosataravasi. Lerevi esi oravosi. Lorabaroma selereve. Shio nananamasi. Loro bre me ya salire via. Duruburi bini biona maname si orovosa. Loro yoro vorremo salire via. Don darabahara na masia. Do salire via. Shaluruburi mene miona mania. Rebere biora vosa. Lara bremene ma ana salire vaharo shendu de musi. Ribiri biora voramane ma. Shalara ba ani salire veo. Shiara barama salire via. Siona na namasi. Siona na namasi. Duruburi menemie na namasa. Rabere biosu lora baramana miana na namasi. Sio salaravasa. Loro baroma nemie na namasi. Shalara barama namasi. Duruburi menemio na namasa. Shio salaravasi. Durubarama nemio no musa. Lara yara bro menemio na musa sulereve. Jara barama nemiana mane ananamu. Shio salaravasa. Nu na mase. Lord of Ram and the maso. Durubidi Yora Baramana Miena Nana Maso Silivia. Rabbit Esiora Vosa. A rabbit Esiora Vosa Silivua. Lara Baroma Silivia. Durabaano Silivia. Shielaba Ani Sinanamur. Sileva Ane Sinanamur. Robert Bior Nananamasia. Duruburi Biora Baramane Manea. Let it be Yora Baramane Miora Moania Nananama. Shiora Barami. Doce de Misa. Shalora Roma Silerevea. Shiora Rome Silerevio. Durubiri Biora Baramana Miana Nananama. Shio Salaravasi. Shalom, Lord of Ramen and Miuramoane. Durabari, Vidibio, Nananamasi. Shalarabare, Menemi, Nananamaso. Shalurabu Usilidivie, Salarava, Nananamaso, Silidivie. Lidivio, Nananamasi. Durabari, Vidibio, Nananamase. Larabare, Menemi, Unamoania, Nananamase. Duruburi ora baramane masa. Raberebio Salaravasa. Shalurubure Menemione Mosia. Shalurubure Menemione Mosia. And Duruboram Menemione Moanea Nananamaso. Duruboram Enemi Nananamasi. Duruboram Enemio Nananamasi. Let it be Nananamasi. Shalulubu Nananamani. Jarabramanamane Asaleravia. Shiosalaravasi. Reberebiorobromaniana. Durubiribiorabramaniona. Raberebiorabromanemusa. Durubramaniona. Larabramaniona nanamasa. Larabramaniona nanamasa. Roberebiorabramaniana nanama. Larabramaniona nananamasi. Reberebiosaleravi. Lorabremeniana masa. Roberebio nananamusa. Ribiribiora Ramane Maso. Duruburibiora Ramane Miana Nananama. Duruburibiora Ramane Miana Nananamase. La Lavaharea Nananamuse. Ribiribiora Ramane Masi Silirivia. Duruburamane Miona Moane Nananamaso. Shaluruburamane Nananamasia. Lord of Roma, Lord of Roma, Silereveo, no moani. Durubidibidibio of Ramaname. Dos Laravasi. Saloro Roma, Silereveo. Shalu Luruburomane Miename. Salara Roma. Shiora Roma, Silerevea. Don Dedibe Nananamaso. Lara Beremene Mienamani. Don there be in and masi. Let it be sigura beremene mani. Lora bara mene maana na mase. Durubiri biri biora baramana masi. Lora baro mene miene manea silire vio. Durubiribi yoroboramanamaso. Loroborebe siravasi. Dondereba ana. Dondereba ana slereveo. Shalulurubiribi yoroboramanamaso. Doshalarabasi. Doshalarabasi siyorabosa. Sionanamasi. Lorobroma slerevea. Shiosalarabasi. Donderebaharea nananamani. Ribiribi oroboramane musa silirevia. No nananamasi sioroboa. Shiorabana silirevea. Dos lurabua nananamasia. Zereba ana silirevia. Roshaloroboromanama. Luruburi biribi yoroboromanamia nananamase. Loroboramanamani. Doroboremenebiana nanamasi. Duroburi biribio shalaravea. Loro ramane miena nanamasi silere via. Dosha lere viona nanamusa. Lare yara vremo silere via. Shalura voramene miona mosea. Dos laravasi. Dorova ana nanamasi. Loro vromene miena nanamia. Duraviri biri biora varamene ma. Dos laravasi. Duraviri biri bio salire via. Duravore mene mio sanana mia. Slara varame nenemasi. Duravore mene mio namo anea. Ravere biora varamene maso salire via. Duravarame mio namo anasa laravasi salire via. Shalurabure mene mio namo anea nananamasa. Shalarabaso salire via. Shalorio Roma. Don darabaharea nananamasi. Robere biora varamene maso. Duraburi mene mio namo anea nananamase. Loroboro menemiona moanea na 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 mase. Ribidi biora baramana miana na 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 maso. Aluruburi bidi biora baramana miana na 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 maso. Lereva na 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 mane. Loroboroma silidevi. Duruburi bidi biora moanea na 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 masi. Loroboram enemion na 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 musa. Loroboram enemasi. Loroboram enemiosa derevia. Larabroma silidevi. Dos na 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 masi. Loroborem enemiona moania na 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 ma. Andoroborom enemiona moania na 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 mase. Shioroboram enemiona mosa. Dos laravasi. Don na 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 moania na 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 ma. Loroborom enemiona moania na 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 ma ne. Das laravasi. Lerevio na 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 masi silerevio. Loroboram enemiona moane. Loro Ramen Mionamone. Doro Brebe de Biora Baramana Maso. Vivi de Biosa la via. Durubari de Biora Baramana Miana Mane Nananama. Loro Brebe de Biana Nananamase. Durubari de Biosa la via. Doro Ramen Mionamone Nananama. Shiora Bahani Silire via. Saludo the Rome and Miana Nanamasi. Shiora Baramanami. Dos Lorovosa. Durubidi Biora Baramanamase. Let it be Siora Vose. Donde de Baana Nanamasi. Loro Barome de Viena Nanamano. Shiosalara Ramane Masi Silivia. Nurabramana Mio Nanana Masa. And Durabaramana Mio Nanana Masa. Allora Bore Mere Miona Moania. Allora Yora Reme. Allora Veremene Mie Nananama. Allora Veremene Mie Nama. Dos tiri viere vasia. Dos tiri viere vasia. Sananamua. Loro Romane Miene Manea Silivia. Durabidi Biora Baramane Maso. Dos Laravasia. Don Ananamasa. Ribidi Isilivio. Loro Roma Silivia. Zoro Baramane Miena Nananama. Zoro Romane Miena Nananamasi Silivio. Lara Baremene Meena Nananamasia. And Duruburi Bioraba Ona. Lora Baramene Masia. Dos Lerevia. Shiora boromene mi ana namasi. Dos lora buuna sidereve. Dos lerevia. Roshanananamani. Roshanananamani. Lurubidibidibiora varamanamania. Lurubidibidibiora varamanamianamania. Rabidibio nanananamase. Duruburi bidibiera biara varamanamania nananamaso. Rabidibio salidivea. Dos laravasi. Dos laravasa. Don ananamaso. Loroboram anamasa. Bibidi biora varamana miena nanama. Robidi biola ramahani. Robidi biesi ora vosa sinananama. Bibidi biora varamana masia. Durubure mene miora moania nananamase. Duruburi bidi biora varamana masa. Dos laravasi. Shiora bare mene mienema. Durubure mene miora moania. Re bere biora baramana masi. Duruburi bere biera baano silerava. Duruburi bere biora moania nananamase. Rosh lorobosa. Lere biera ba nananama. Lere biera ba nananama. Duruburi bere biora baramana masi. Shiora baramene masi. Duruburi bere biora bosa. Durabaramene ma anis lirevi. Shio salaravasi. Durabaramene miona moanea. Jorabaramene biera basi. Lorabaramene miena me. Duruburi bere biora boramene masa. Lorobaroma Silidivio. Durubiribiyorabarama maso. Zarabre menemiana mani. Lorobaro menemiana masa. Dos laravasa. Dus lidivio masi. Lorobarabere biera basi. Siora vosa sinanama. Larabaane silidivia. Dos nanamasi. Robidibio larabaharea. Lorabahoro larabaharea nananamano. Shora baramane masi. Dos laravasi silidivio. Durubaromene mienama. Dos laravasi. Dos laravasi. Dos laravasi sinenemi. Durubiribiyorabaramene ma. Lord of Rome, Namiana Mase. Donde le va anda na masa. Duruburibi ora baramana masia. Loro boroma sulereve. Dus lidivisa. Loro Roma sulereveo. Luduburibi ora baramana masia. Rabidibiosa laravasia. Loro boroma namiana manea. Dos larabahara nananama. Shaludaburibi ora bosa sulerevea. Larabare menemieneme. Dos laravasa. Ribiribiosa lerevea. Nduruburibi ora baramane maso. Loro bro berebiesa lirevia. Dos laravaso sananamase. Luruburi biribiorabo sasilirevia. Dondarabana nananamasia. Lorobosa silireveo. Durubiri biribiorabaramanamasia. Durubiri biribiorabaramanamiana nananamasia. Siorabana nananamasia. Durubiri biribiosa laravia. Durubiri biribiorobosa. Duruburam enemy enemy. Duruburi biribiorobo nananamasi. Larabrem enemy nananamano. Duruburi biribio nananamasa. Duruburi biribiorobaram enemy enemy. Lord of Roma, silly revere. Dos laravasi. Lord of Rem enemy nananamasi. Roshalaravasia. Durabari viribioravaramenema. Loravaramenemiosa liravia. And Durabari viribio nananamase. Robabashia nananamase. Loravaramenemieneme. Doravaromenemienemasia. Dosa laravasia. Dosa laravasa. Dosa laravasia. Juraburi biribiurabosa. Lorabaroma silirivia ananananananamase. Leriviera viarava ani. Duraburi biribiera basi silirivio. Jarabaramene miena masia. Do salaravasia. Duruburi mene miona mosa. Loro Roma. Dos laravasi silirivia. Shigoro Roma silirivea. Dos nananamasia. Loro Roma ne mianama. Joro Roma ne mianame. Joro Roma ne mianama nia nananamaso. Ruby de Bioro Roma ne masia. Duruburi de Bioro Roma ne masia. Lara brava de Bioro bossa silirivia. Dos laravaso sunanamia. Luruburi de Bioro Roma ne masa. Lara breme ne mianama. Loro Roma ne miena nananamasia. Duruburi de Bioro Roma ne masa. Robe de Bioro bossa silirivia. Loro Roma ne masia. Luruburibibiyorabaramanaso. Donderebaani suderevea. Lorobaramanamieneme. Donderebaanananamane. Duruburibibiyorabaramanamusa. Lo shalorobo ananamase. Dosalarabasi siononamosa. Reberebiyoraboramanamasi sudivio. Dondanamahania nananama. Dondanamahania nananamase. Riberebio nananamase. Lo saloraboramanamianamane. Loroboreberebiyoraboramanamaso. Duruberebiyoraboramanamiana nananamasa. Loroboromanamiyoramoania nananamane. Dorobarabere. Dorobaramanamansi silarevio shularavasa. Salarabaramanamaseh. Luruburemenemionamoaneanananama. Duruburemenemionamoaneanananamase. Duruburi minimiye nananamasi. Zorobaro minimasi. Salaravaano salerevese. Lorobaroma salerevio salereve. Dos salaravasi. Lorobaro minimi enananamusa. Salorabo unanamasi. Shalurabo unanama. Shalurabo unanamase. Lorobaro minimi enamani enananamase. Duruburi biribi yorabaramana miyanamania. Rabiribi yorabaramana miyoramania nananamasa. Lorobaramana miyoramosia. Durubaramana miyoramosa silideve. Jarabaramana miyaname. No soloravuse. Jorabaro berebi yorabosa silidevia. Donde ne ba ani selere via siora boromene mose. Loro boroma selere via. Enduro boromene mi selere via siora vosa. Shiosa laravasi. Andoro boroma selere via. Laria varama selere ereve. Adoro boroma siera vasia. Adoro borama ne maana na masia. Rosha loro bosa selere via. Donde le viana na mane. Ziora borave de bie na masa. Ziora borame ne mesi ora vose. Ziora bosa selere via. Duro borome ne mio na mase. Lara baroma selere vea. Lori oro boroma selere via. Duro borame ne miesa selere via. Si ora voanea. Dosha lara viara vase selere via. Dosa lara viana na masia. Loro borome ne maania selere via. Dosha na maso. Loro borame ne meena selere via. Si oro borome ne mosa selere vo. Rabide bi oro borame ne masia. Rabere bios lerevia. Dorobo Roma silerevia. Dorobo Roma silerevia. Dosha lara vahare nananamaso. Dosha lara vahare nananamaso. Vivere biorobo ramane masi. Durabo ramane masa silerevea. Dosa lara vasa. Dosha lara vasi silerevia. Lorobo romane miena nananamaso. Dosha lara vasi silerevia. Shiorobo Roma silerevea. Lorobo ramane miena nananamasi silerevia. Robere bio lara baharea nananamasi silerevia. Luraburi biribiorobosa. Lorobo Roma silerevea. Solorobo romane miena silerevia. Revere biorobosa silerevia. Dorobo romane miana manea nananama. Lorobo Roma silerevea. Dorobo remene miona moanea nananamasia. Robere bio shulorovu. Robere bio shulorovu. Larabara bio nananama. Lara yara varamana mio nananamase. Aluraburi biora varamana masia. Lara yara varoma sigere vasi. Duraburi biora vosa silereve. Rabadabio na 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 ma. Larabaroma sudidavi. Dorobaroma silidavio. Luruburi bidibiora banamana miana manea silidava. Revidavase silidavia. Lorobaroma silidavia. Larabaramana masa silidavia. Romanavio silidavia. Dos laravasi sinana misa. Lorobarovene bien na 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 mane. Lorobaroma silidavia. Chios laraviara vasa silidavia. Chios laravasa. Sios laravasa silidavia. Durubaromene miona moania. Dos laravanea. Lorobaroma silidavio. Shiaraba ani silidavia. Dorobaroma silidavia. Ramanama ene. Durubiribidibiorabaramanamianamani. Lo shaloroboromaniana nananamasa. Dos lereviere vasia. Dos lereviere vasia. Ramanamionamoania nananama. Dos laraviara vasia. Donde bien nananamaso. Rabidi Biorabo Sasilite Veo.